Gary Swallow. I'm with Keith Croget. Jordy's going to be joining us in a little bit. We're going to start talking about our recap from last night's high school football playoffs. Talk about some upsets. Talk about some things that happened that we're just not, we weren't expecting. We're going to be capturing all that, but I'm going to tell you, a great night of high school football.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Jordy went all the way to Haynesville. He kind of froze a little bit last night, so we had to throw him out a little bit. But great high school football. We're going to be going in depth on the next round. We still have a couple games that are going to be played today. So there are a few spots that we're not going to be sure of who's playing who. But I'm going to tell you, Keith, great night. And the UL Cajuns, they pulled it out last night. So I mean, it was a great night for high school sports and for UL.
Yes, it was. It was pretty interesting. We had I want to say a 3 overtime or 4 overtime game last night.
Right.
I'm not going to say who won.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later.
And we also had a couple upsets that kind of surprised us.
Yeah, they had a couple upsets, big name upsets that really shocked me.
Yeah.
And then they had, I'm gonna tell you, and then they had Edna Core that didn't surprise nobody.
No.
Yeah, put up 70 points. I mean, I couldn't believe it. It's gonna be.
Eunice has got their hands full.
Yeah, they're gonna have a. We might be able to go see that game and see them in person, but we'll see. We'll figure that out.
Figure it out.
Come on in, Jordan.
Holly Revere is not with us tonight, so we had to do things firsthand.
At the modifier.
Yeah. Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Second round playoff matchups for Friday Night Football have come and gone, and we have quarterfinal matchups for the private schools have come and gone for Friday night, but we still have a lot of action here on this beautiful Saturday that we have. We have some games going on throughout the day. We have some games that are going on tonight. So just a picture of where we will be standing next week will unveil sometime later tonight. Folks, my name is Jordan Taylor. Sitting to my right, this is Mr. Gary Swallow. Sitting to my left, this is Mr. Keith Croget. We got back late last night, fellas. It was a 2 a.m. arrival back from Haynesville, Louisiana. What a historic tradition over there, history over there. When you walk up to the stadium and see all the 17 state championship banners, it was a sight to see.
Really? I've never been there, but I've heard a lot of things about them, and one day maybe we'll get a chance to go up there. Couldn't make it yesterday.
And a little touching on the game last night, Haynesville proved why they have 17 state championships in the bag. Big win for Haynesville last night over Basile. Our hearts go out to that Basile football team and coaching staff. Before we get to our recap show, we want to announce some of the seniors from this past year, and we want to wish them the very best in their future. Starting off with number 2, Tyler Mortel, who was a tight end / safety. He was a senior. He was a part of this team, so we want to wish number 2 all the best. Number 4, Cole Manuel, quarterback, defensive back. He was a senior. We want to wish him very well in the near future. Also, number 14, Logan Guillory, wide receiver / defensive back. He was a senior. We want to wish number 14 well. Number 32, Baylor Wagner, running back / linebacker. He was a senior. We want to wish him well. 57, Bryson McCoy. He was an offensive lineman and linebacker. We want to wish him well. Number 51, Wesley Lejeune, offensive lineman, defensive lineman. We want to wish him well. The kicker, Jose Pacios. He was number 60. Best of luck. And we also want to mention number 84, Darnell James, wide receiver / defensive back. He was a senior. That is your Basile Bearcats seniors. Thank you for everything this year, Basile, and allowing us to be a part of the journey.
Right.
Do you have any words to the seniors and the coaches that allowed us?
Best of luck for you seniors that are going out. I know that some of you may have an opportunity to go to the next level or even get involved in other sports. Just keep working hard. coaching staff over there, especially Sam Bacon. Thank you for everything that you've done for us. It was a joy to go out there and stream those games. Love the courtesies that y'all give to us. And we're looking forward to a bright future for next year. And basically just keep the relationship going. Y'all have a great group of fans over there, great group of kids. Best of luck in the future, and thank you for everything.
Keith, anything you want to say to Basil?
Just the seniors are gonna have, after this year, it's been one of their years that they're gonna remember for a very long time with all this COVID situation going on and everything else.
Yeah, they'll have quite a story to tell.
Yeah, they will. 10 years down the road, they're gonna be able to tell their friends and family and kids and whatever else, whoever asks whatever they did in high school, they're gonna be able to share in this, because it's gonna be something, remember it well. I still remember my JV team, so.
Right.
All right, fellas, let's jump straight into the action from last night. We will start off with the 1A public playoffs. Let's see how last night went. Starting off with the #1 ranked team in the state, Louisiana, the state champions from a year ago. How would they fare with a 16 seed East Beauregard team coming into town? And they would have no problem. Oak Grove rolled tonight, 55-6. They will advance to the quarters.
That was expected.
Yeah,
Very expected.
And then we had an 8-9 matchup. Logan Sport coming off of a bye. West St. John, big victory over North Central. So these two teams would clash, and these two teams would meet at Logan Sport. A lot of us liked West St. John in this matchup, and a lot of us was wrong. Final score, it is Logan Sport 22. It is West St. John 8. So Logan Sport has a date next week with the defending state champs.
That's going to be very interesting, because Logan Sport must be a lot better on offense than we thought, because West St. John put a lot of points up the week before, and they just couldn't do it. So Logan Sport and Oak Grove, y'all better bring your lunch.
I can't wait to see
That's gonna be
that quarterfinal matchup.
Yeah.
Moving right along with a team that is making a lot of noise up north. The #5 seed Homer would take on the 12 seed Block this week, and Homer would not miss a beat, folks. Homer hangs 42 up on offense and blanks Block's defense from getting in the end zone. So Homer, they're making a lot of noise. So you might have to watch out for this Homer team if they meet up with, let's say,
Right.
Oak Grove or Logan Sport in the semis.
Correct.
Yeah. A little quiet.
Yeah. And here we go, moving right along with the top of the bracket. 4 seed White Castle, the runner-ups from a year ago. Their first test of the playoffs would go against 20 seed LaSalle, and it would be White Castle getting the victory here. Final score, White Castle 26, LaSalle 12. So big win for state runner-ups from a year ago, but that sets up a huge matchup next week. We're going to get to that in a minute. But all right, moving along with the bracket, Grand Lake coming off of a bye. They are the 3 seed, and they would have a big test here with Delhi. They upset Arcadia a week ago. Could they pull another upset this week? And it proved that the Hornets, too strong at home. Hornets roll in this one, 36-6 final score.
Right.
Moving along, and this one was a big shockwaves throughout the state. It would be 6 seed Overland, 11 seed Centerville, and folks, let's just say what an instant classic it was and what a finish it was. It would be upset of the start of the upsets for the early night there. It would be Centerville edging Overland 42-40. How about Centerville going down to Overland and getting the victory there?
I didn't see this. Man, Centerville must have been playing possessed. I don't know what the conditions were, but I know what the conditions were where you were at. But I mean, I don't know what it was over there. But man, that must have been a great game to watch. A lot of scoring.
Yeah.
Man, I just couldn't believe Overland, lost. I just couldn't believe that.
Basil beat him the last game.
Right.
Overland. So in at home, in Overland. So It
If
might have
somebody
had
can go in there and
Yeah.
see them at their field.
Centerville must have been watching the film on Bazil film.
But it looked like somebody played some possessed ball last night, that's
Yeah,
for
right.
sure. A lot of offense and little defense.
Correct.
Moving along with our 7 seed Haynesville and our 10 seed Bazil Bearcats. And this one would be played all the way up north, and we made the trip. We're not from Bazil, we're not from Haynesville, we're just from a little small town of Pillsbury, Louisiana, and we went live streaming this game because Bazil asked us if we can go.
Right.
And we're greatly appreciated for all the love they show. But let's talk about this matchup. It would be 7 seed Haynesville coming out on top at home, getting the victory over the Bazil Bearcats. And that's a hard-nosed group from Bazil to be shut out like that. So hats off to that Haynesville football team for shutting out Bazil at home. Final score, Haynesville 18-0. Haynesville moves on to the quarters.
Right. That's gonna be interesting, you know, as it gets on. Haynesville, they might, you know, make some waves.
You know, we could very well be seeing this team in the dome in a couple weeks.
Good, wow.
Who would Haynesville play next week? It would be the winner of Slaughter Community Charter, or will it be East Iberville? And this would be not even close. It would be the 2 seed East Iberville rolling in this contest. Final score 41-22. So that sets up Haynesville to travel next week and go down to East Iberville. So we'll see who will get a trip to the semis after that matchup.
Right.
Class 1A is done. Fellas, headlines from Class 1A as you're looking back at this bracket.
Wow.
I'm going to start mine and then y'all can jump in.
Yeah.
Headlines from the 1A bracket. Oak Grove's quest to repeat is finished in a big fashion. That is my one headline there. And then Homer, surprisingly quiet team making a lot of noise. And big upset for Oberlin as they go down to Centerville. That is my 3 headlines from the 1A bracket.
Well, that's pretty much it. You know, Logan Sports gonna make some noise too. They did really well, but I'll be honest with you, I'm looking, just my opinion on it, I think it's gonna be, it has a good chance of being 1 and 2, because I think East Iberville and Oak Grove are on a collision course as far as in the finals. But man, any hiccup can cause some you know, something.
I think it's going to be Homer and Oak Grove in the semis, and Homer's going to go to the final on the top.
So bold
Oh,
prediction.
really?
I think so.
So
Wow.
we'll have to talk about that in a little.
Yeah, a little bit later.
Yeah.
Later on in the week. But
We'll do that in our predictions.
yeah.
Class 2A brackets. We will start off with the number 1 ranked team in the state. In 2A, it would be the Manny Tigers, advancing to the quarterfinals after COVID strikes again, fellas. South Plaquemines is the next victim. So Manny advances the last 2 weeks, and they are waiting a winner of our next matchup. So Manny is already in the quarters. So who would they play? That would be the huge question mark there. It would be the 8 seed Red River, the 9 seed Amite Warriors. I know Kenneth said he thinks this game will be a lot closer than what people thought, and we said Tuesday night that this game would not be close at all. And we said it would be Amite in a rout. And boy, was we right.
That's what I say, we picked it.
Yep. Amite final score. They get the win on the road, beating Red River 33-7. And guess what, folks? Amite will host the number 1 team in the state next week at home. So a big win for the road team there.
Man, it's got a good little travel to make it too.
Oh, yeah.
And me's way down south.
Oh yeah. Moving along with our next matchup, it would be the 5 seed North Caddo versus the 12 seed General Travis. And folks, this would get some overtime excitement. How many overtimes they went?
Three or four, something like that.
What an exciting finish that was. It was a final score. General Trash's season moves along. Their Cinderella season is moving on one step forward. Final score, General Trash 56, North Caddo 54. Took a couple overtimes to decide this one.
Right, that must have been an exciting ball game.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody won it with a 2-point conversion, or somebody didn't.
Stop.
It didn't stop.
Yeah. Moving along, it would be 4-seed St. Helena versus 13-seed Bunkie. Could Mikey and the Bunkie Panthers pull off this upset? I know you said you were going St. Helena in this matchup, but could they pull off the upset? And we found out that they kept it a lot closer than the experts thought. And this would be a St. Helena victory though, so a hard-fought season for Bunkie comes to an end after a 14-7 St. Helena win.
I was pulling for Mikey. I picked St. Helena, but that's just because I looked at everything. But I was hoping Bunkie could pull the upset, but unfortunately they fell short. But man, they must have played a hellacious ball game. 14-7. That had to be a great defensive battle with a few offensive spurts. That's basically what it was.
Keith thinks Homer is going to upset Oak Grove on the side of us, and so does Tourist Kingsby. He thinks that Homer's going to be upsetting Oak Grove in a few weeks also, and you very well could see
Could see it.
Yeah, because they're making a lot of noise. They're scoring a lot of points.
Right.
Call it the underdog team right there.
Let's see.
The underdog never has anything to lose.
Yeah.
Where we was at last
That's
week?
Monkey.
Boys. Lowerville. All right, Lowerville, 3 going into the playoffs. They are what you call we didn't see much of Lowerville this season because of COVID that got involved and missed a couple of weeks. So how good would this Lowerville team be going into the playoffs? That would be the test. Had no problems with Jeanerette, but they would take a really good Rose Pine team on the following week, and they did not blink here. It was a rout for Lowerville Tigers. 41-18 victory over Rose Pine.
Lowerville just got it on, man. They got a beautiful field, and they know how to play.
Yeah.
So they're gonna make some noise this year too.
They're playing some really good football over there at Lowerville this
Right.
year. But who would Lowerville meet in the quarters? And if I told you about this matchup in the regular season, you would say this is game of the week material.
Right.
How about this a Boyles Kinder second round matchup? Who would have a date with Lowerville? Well, folks, it would be the Kinder Yellow Jackets taking out Boyles this week. The Mustangs fall 28-22 to Kinder. We said which of Boyles' team would show up this week, and it looks like it was the Boyles team that shows up.
Right. It was the good one. It wasn't the bad one. That must have been a real good ball game to watch. Kinder and Lowerville next week. Can you imagine?
Oh my!
That is going to be awesome.
Oh yeah, big game atmosphere there. You know there's going to be some tailgating going on,
Mhm.
and a lot of rules broken trying to get people into the stands.
Most definitely.
All right, moving along with another upset of the week caliber matchup here. We did not think that Port Allen had enough to go into Faraday and knock off the defending state champs in 2A. But folks, were we wrong? This Port Allen Pelican football team has to be playing their best football they played all season, because this is not the same team that I seen play Okaloosa Catholic earlier this season.
Where else got a good team?
Yeah, just, Port Allen has been playing well, but Faraday, they're defending champions, coming in there, have a lot to play for, actually playing at home. Port Allen went in there and did what they had to do. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a major upset there.
Yeah,
in my
couldn't
eyes.
agree more. Final score from Faraday, it would be Port Allen pulling off the upset. Final score would be 22-20. So the chance for the repeat falls last night. So we will have a new champion in 2A this year.
Right.
So very excited to see a new champion this year. All right, and moving along, I know you was excited for this matchup. It would be the Kentwood Kangaroos at home against Mangum this year. Mangum, a chance to win the state title this year. They done knocked off Faraday in the regular season. Could they knock off Kentwood this year? That would be the question mark. And they would get Kentwood in the second round. You could see this matchup in the state championship game, but we was blessed to see it in the second round. It would be Kentwood at home hosting Mangum. And folks, it would be a overtime come-from-behind victory for Mangum tonight. Kentwood was winning this game 20-0, and here came Mangum steamrolling back. Final score in overtime, Mangum 33, Kentwood 27. What a game that was.
Man, that's hard to go into Kentwood and beat them underneath the water tower. I'm telling you right now, that's the hardest place to play. And the fact that they came back from a 20-point deficit, that phenomenal.
That is our look at the 2A brackets. Headlines from the 2A bracket. My headlines would be Manny, second straight week getting a bye after COVID gets involved. Also, it would be big upset as the defending state champs go down as Faraday falls to Port Allen. And last headline would be Mangum proves they're on a collision course to be one of those teams at the Dome this year.
Right.
Yep.
Headlines, Gary?
Mine would be the General Trash.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate they're a 12 seed and they went into North and
Who was it? Okay.
Laurelville and Kinder setting up a great matchup head to head. That's gonna be a game to see. That's my two.
Okay. What about you, Keith? What's your headline from last week?
General Travis is one of them.
Actually, this week.
Yeah, dispatcher.
Yeah. I think it meets sleeper in this particular class. Manny hasn't played in
3 weeks.
3-4 weeks.
2 weeks.
Hello?
I think that Amit's gonna.
Call me next to the show.
Hello?
I think Manny's got his hands full this week.
All right, moving on to 3A brackets. It would be the Jennings Bulldogs versus the Lutcher Bulldogs. What a second round matchup for these two teams. Both of them has tasted the Dome the last few years. And this one would be live from Lutcher. And this one, let's just say, if you like offense, you should have attended this game. If you like defense, you didn't want to watch this game. Defensive coordinators had to have headaches after this one was over.
Must have. Oh my God.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. Jennings, final score, they would escape a 1-point victory on the road with a interception sealing the deal. Final score, Jennings 50, Lutcher 49. You go. We'll finish until you come back. All right, moving along. It
Hello,
would
one of the
be
whites.
Bruley versus Church Point.
Hey man, yeah. What's going on, dude? Hold on, I'm gonna give you Jordan.
Who's that here? Okay. Announce that Bruley Church Point game here.
All right. Let's see, where we at?
Bruley Church Point. Church Point on the road.
Bruley Church Point, man, this was. I'm gonna tell you, this was a game that I picked. I thought that they were gonna do very well on that. Church Point, has been playing some hard-nosed ball. They had to travel to Bruley to take them on, and I'm gonna tell you, Church Point's rolling.
Yeah, they look good.
They're
good past 4 weeks.
They're putting it on. The final score for that game, Church Point Bears continue to roll 22-0 over Bruley.
There you go.
Gary Swallow, we have a phone call coming in. It is Sam Bacon from Basile, so we will get him on the line right now.
All right.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Gary, you can take over.
Mr. Sam Bacon from Basile, coach at Basile. first of all, I want to say welcome to the show and congratulations on a great year. Kind of tough game last night, but I'm gonna tell you, proud of you boys, and welcome to the show.
We appreciate it, and I told Jordan, thank y'all for everything y'all have done for us throughout this year. Difficult year to go through, especially with everything that's been going on. And I know a lot of our fans appreciate it. I know my family appreciates it. My kids and my wife haven't been able to attend games and stuff, so they've been watching the stream, and I know many others. So y'all been doing a heck of a job from the start with all this, and we definitely thank y'all and appreciate you guys for following us throughout the year.
Well, we want to thank you for that because, man, y'all showed love to us, and we want to show love back. And I think that we got a good thing here, and we want to continue to support each other. I'm sure for the future. And I want to thank you and all of your fans. I mean, Jordy's got me involved in this along with Keith, but we want to thank you guys for all the positives that you've given to us. Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Okay. One of the most important things that we can do in high school sports is just support our kids and support the media and support, everybody that's going on. I mean, a lot of people don't realize how hard it is to, stay on top of things. And this guy right here, Jordy, has done a lot, and I want to thank him for letting me get involved with this. And hey, hopefully we're gonna be around for a long time.
So you announced that Brewery Church Point game?
Yes, that's what we did. We
Let's
got
move
Brewery
right
Church
along
Point.
to a matchup between Green Oaks and St. Martinville. Could St. Martinville go on the road all the way down to Green Oaks and pull the upset? And let me tell you something, that's exactly what they did. St. Martinville's season continues. After that bad loss to Turlings, they've been playing some really good ball.
Yeah.
But it would be St. Martinville, final score 35-20 over Green Oaks. So big win for that program.
St. Martinville is a tough team, man. They scrappy. They always have been. That's unbelievable. But congratulations.
Yeah, good luck, guys.
Let me tell you about a team that is playing possessed ball to get back to the dome. We saw this team a couple years ago play Livonia in a great double overtime matchup. Could Union Parish run the table and get back to the dome? They very well on that course. And they had a really tough Booker T. Washington team in front of them. I know both of you guys were impressed with this Booker T. Washington football team. Well, let me tell you something about those Farmers. They put it on Booker T. Washington last night. They hung 50 points up as Union Parish would beat Booker T. Washington 53-21.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, whenever I picked this game, I was very concerned because I watched Booker T. Washington play Newman, and I watched them play. It's unbelievable, as far as that. But I mean, Union Parish is the real deal.
Oh yeah.
They look like they're gonna come around and make some noise.
St. Martinville has their hands full.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, fellas, headlines from last week, this past week in 3A, it would be, in my opinion, Jennings using just enough to squeak by as their quest to get back to the dome uses all 50 points. And my other one would be, here we go, Union Parish on a collision course to get back to the dome. So we will see what happens there. And I might have missed a game. Yes, sir. We missed a couple games here.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, we have some more games to announce in 3A.
Well, good.
Madison Prep versus Donaldsonville. 41-18 victory for Madison Prep sets up a huge matchup next week with Jennings. You got to watch out for that one. And last but not least, it will be Sterlington and St. James. And St. James, big victory tonight too. Try to go repeat. They beat Sterlington 28-7. So that is your look at the 3A bracket.
My headline is I want to see Church Point. I'm excited to see Church Point and St. James play because that Church Point's been on a roll, and I think that's going to be a good matchup.
I think Madison Prep's gonna take care of Jennings.
Right.
That'd be a big one to pick on Tuesday,
Right.
that's for
Yeah.
sure. I can't wait to see what the rest of the panel thinks about the
Right.
matchup.
You're right.
Yeah,
We gotta get us a good crew.
Karen Crow. Who is it? The Golden Bears? The Crow Dome?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? The Crow Dome proves they are too much at home against the Ritter. It would be a final score. Crow 42, the Ritter 7. Karen Crow moves on to the quarters. And will they play at home next week? Well, let's see how the next opponent did. Huntington versus Plaquemine. If the 8 seed wins, Crow will play at home. If the 9 seed wins, Huntington will host. And you know the Crow want to be back at home
Oh,
next
most
week.
definitely.
And it would be the 8 seed Plaquemine big win over Huntington, 42-14. So we get Crow and Plaquemine at home next week.
That's gonna be an interesting ball game to do too. Also, man, we got some games to pick from next week, man.
Oh, yeah. And these next two matchups here, it would be Leesville and Minden. Close victory for Minden, 21-14 there. And would they set up a rematch with Neville, which is a team they played in the regular season, and it was a lopsided score.
Right.
And Neville versus Westgate last year, this one ended in a 2-point victory for Neville as Westgate almost pulled the upset. Could they go down there this year and pull the upset? And I'm afraid to say that Neville hangs 53 points up and Westgate falls to end their playoff surge tonight, 53-34. So good season there, Westgate.
Yeah.
So Neville, Minden next week, you might see another blowout there.
Right.
You're not going to see many blowouts in the quarterfinals, but we might see one there.
Yeah.
All right, Tioga, 3 seed. Have you heard a lot of noise about Tioga this year?
No, I haven't. I really haven't heard much about them, but undoubtedly they're doing pretty good to be a 3 seed.
Yeah. But they would take on a 14 seed North Dakota, and they would give Tioga all kind of fits as Tioga escapes with a 7-point victory at home, beating North Dakota 27-20. They will await the winner of the Warren Easton Landry Walker matchup. What a great matchup tonight.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. All right, guys. Tonight at 7, they're gonna have Landry Walker and Warren Easton. They're gonna be playing tonight, and then the next game we're gonna be talking about is basically our Eunice Bobcats had to travel all the way down to Belle Chase to take on Belle Chase out there. And
26 seed at that.
It was a 26 seed. Yeah, can you imagine? That's just coming off, but. It was our Eunice Bobcats that came out with the victory. I'm not really sure what it was.
Yeah, Eunice, back-to-back weeks shutting out their opponents. So big wins there. You know the confidence is railing at Eunice right now.
Right.
35-0 victory.
Wow,
For Eunice.
35-0 victory for the Eunice Bobcats. That sets up an awesome matchup that they're going to have. But it's going to be something, to see next week, because Eunice, congratulations on the victory, but you're setting up a match with one of the best teams that we've ever seen, and I'm gonna let Jordy kind of talk about that.
Oh, yeah. And if you want to talk about Edna Carr and the Struma, you ain't got to say much except Edna Carr hung 70 points up last night.
Right, 70 points Edna Carr scored. My God.
All right, headlines from 4A. I have headlines from 4A. Mine would be a big win for Neville with a Westgate team that took them down to the wire last week. And I would also say Eunice, back-to-back weeks showing why they scored 104 points and 0 the first 2 weeks.
Right,
Yeah.
and I'm with you on that.
Yeah, me too, because it's about all you can think of.
And all I can say is Karen Crow keeps rolling, setting up a good matchup between Plaquemine and Karen Crow, but man, that Eunice in the car, that's, Eunice, I think is gonna, be awesome, but man, that's the headline for me, Eunice and
Let me
in the
tell you
car.
something, you'll be able to hear the band from I-10.
Right, you will. They will be rocking and rolling, and they're playing at Eunice.
At Eunice.
So, like I said, we're gonna have a lot of decisions to make as to which games we wanna go see. We're gonna have to talk about that and make decisions quick.
Moving along to the 5A brackets, Acadiana is your defending state champs from a year ago. Would they hiccup here in the second round? Would East Ascension ruin Acadiana's chances to get back to the promised land and repeat? But no sirree, it would be the Wrecking Ram Veer machine all night long. It would be Acadiana 42, East Ascension 14.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm surprised they put that many points on Acadiana because man, Acadiana's been rolling, but their defense has been playing well.
Let's talk about this next matchup. Who would get their crack at knocking out Acadiana? Would it be Lafayette or would it be Mandeville? Lafayette had their chance in the regular season to win the district title, and we've seen how that game unfolded.
Right.
Mandeville, we've seen them all year play outstanding football,
Right.
and they proved tonight at home. Mandeville over Lafayette tonight in blowout fashion. Mandeville skippers 31, Lafayette Lions 8. Guess what, folks? It is Acadiana Mandeville next week.
That's going to be a matchup to see. That in itself, I'm sure it's going to be, because of the restrictions and everything, it's not going to be
It's gonna be a hot
but
ticket.
it's going to be a hot ticket to get a ticket for that game, bro. It's going to be
It'll
something.
sell out fast for sure.
You're right.
Oh, yeah. Come Monday morning, it's gonna be flying out of the schools.
Right.
All right, how about this Destrehan football team that is a state runner-up some year ago? They got the 5 seed in the playoffs. They would take on a 12 seed Dutchtown football team, and it looked like no problems for them in this contest as Destrehan wins this game easily.
That game is setting up a key matchup in the playoffs. That's going to be awesome.
Well, how about that 13 seed Ruston Bearcat football team? They would take on 4 seed Ponchatoula, and how about another upset to add to the list of already upsets? And it would be Ruston beating Ponchatoula tonight 42-26. They said the running back's back, he's healthy, and he is going off.
What gets me is that we watched Ruston.
Yeah.
How can Ruston be a 13th seed?
Yeah.
I just don't understand that. But I'm gonna tell you that I picked Ruston, and I think they should have been seeded a lot higher. And that's setting up a matchup between Destrehan and Ruston in the quarters.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? That is going to be an awesome ball game.
Yeah, you're right, 100% right there. And it looks like that game could be in Ruston. We have to get final
Yeah.
word on that one.
Not sure.
The Zachary Broncos, they just do things the right way over there in Zachary. They win games the right way, they play ball the right way, and they just keep on advancing to the quarters. How many years in a row have they been to the quarters? And they will get there once again after a big victory, beating New Iberia 34-7.
Right, and Zachary's they've got their stuff together. They've got a great coaching staff, great tradition, and they keep on rolling.
Yep.
All right, next matchup would be Harrington versus Alexandra. And it would be Alexandra putting it on Harrington 38-6. That is your final score there. So the Alexandra moves on in the playoffs.
Yeah.
All right, Central of Baton Rouge versus West Monroe. This game will be played in Central. So we thought Central had the edge there. But West Monroe, when it comes to this time of the year in playoffs, we know what kind of team they could be, and West Monroe would win this one easily tonight, 27-7.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Jordan, we talked about this, of the game. West Monroe lost that first game,
You know,
and ever since then, they've been on a tear.
Yep.
yeah, you're right.
And, I think that they're gonna keep going.
Yeah, you're right. All right, we had this one on upset alert all week, and our upset alert prediction would come true tonight. It would be 18 seed East St. John at home against 2 seed John Eric. John Eric struggled last week. John Eric struggled this week. So how deserving of that 2 seed are they actually are?
I don't know.
But it would be East St. John with a thrilling upset victory over John Eric. Final score 19-17.
Wow,
Oh yeah.
that's a big wow.
Definitely.
That's
yeah.
definitely.
Division 1 playoffs. Very excited about this division. Anybody can win this state title because it's wide open.
Right.
Pretty much.
So let's talk about some quarterfinal matchups we have. And it would start off with the number 1 ranked team in the state, Brother Martin, and they would take on the 9-seed Jesuit. I did not see this one being as close as it would, but Brother Martin escapes a scare from Jesuit. Final score 36-34.
Ooh, wow.
Oh yeah. So Brother Martin moves on in the semis after a nail-biting victory there. Archbishop Rummel, Catholic of Baton Rouge, your state championship game last year. They meet in the quarters this go around, and it would be Catholic of Baton Rouge coming out on top tonight. Last night with a victory over Rummel, 42-35. So another state champion from last year goes down.
Right. Man, this is setting up a matchup that is gonna be awesome. Brother Martin versus Catholic. Oh man, that to me, that may well be the state championship game.
Yeah, you're right. How about this next matchup, Bird versus St. Aug? I know a lot of people are saying this St. Aug football team can go down to Bird and win this game because Bird, they didn't know much about Bird, but Bird is a 9-0 or 10-0 football team, no, 9-0 football team now.
Really.
So Bird
They
sets
must-
up a semifinal trip after a big win at home against St. Aug, 31-14.
They're doing something right.
Yep.
Gotta keep it going.
Scotlandville came into the Division 1 playoffs as the 2 seed, and they would get the John Curtis Patriots in the second round, as they would wish they would have fell on the other side of the bracket, because they get taken out by Curtis 34-14. Looks like they couldn't stop the beer.
Man, this was a hard game to pick because I really didn't know that much about Scotlandville, so I was kind of going that. But Curtis, what can you say about John Curtis? They've played hard ball games. They did not walk away. They played with the COVID stuff going on. They actually went out and challenged. And I won't say challenged because they just wanted to play, but they played Acadiana. They played. Carr and the Carr. You went up there and said, Rummel, they said, okay, well, we don't have anybody to play, but we want to play you, and we want to play the best. They're in the playoffs now. This is when it means something. And I'm going to tell you, John Curtis is going to be tough because they're always tough in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You're right.
Man, might be
Division 2 playoffs. It would be the number 1 ranked team in the state, De La Salle, versus the 8th seed Turlings Catholic. Can Turlings keep it closer than they did last year? And that's exactly what they would do. Do you think this is a win for Turlings staying with De La Salle? Is this a step in the right direction for them? But it would be De La Salle 28, Turlings 17.
I think Turlings is on the rise, but De La Salle was just too strong.
Right.
Yeah, it was just too strong. But I don't know if that means De La Salle, because De La Salle might have kind of looked over Turtles.
Yeah, you could be right there.
But man, I think De La Salle still can be very strong, but I think Turlings is getting better.
Who would play De La Salle in the semis? It would be E.D. White getting the 3-point victory over Archbishop Hannon 16-13. So big win for Edie White, sending their team to the semis.
Close ball game.
Yeah.
University Lab, St. Thomas More, it just sounds right. How would they fare in their quarterfinal matchups? ULAB would take out Vanderbilt Catholic, big win 43-14, and St. Thomas More blanks Parkview Baptist 35-0. So setting up a huge semifinal game between those two.
That looks like it's gonna be how to say that, a barn burner.
That's your state championship game.
That's, to me, that's the state championship game right there.
Alrighty, moving along, number 1 ranked team in the state, Newman Greenmead, will take on Catholic of New Iberia. Could Catholic of New Iberia continue their hot streak going into the playoffs? Could they take down the 1 seed? But it looks like defense mattered in this game as Newman comes out on top with a 14-7 victory, sending Catholic of New Iberia home.
Right.
And how about this next matchup? Episcopal is the 4 seed playing at home against LCA as the defending 3-peat champs. Can Episcopal get this program win that they've been searching for? This would get them their ultimate program win. And let me tell you something, Gary. Lining up for a field goal with 2 minutes left, Episcopal going to take the lead. Snapper dropped the ball, and the kick never got off, and LCA ran the clock out the rest of the way.
Wow.
So final score, Lafayette Christian 14, Episcopal 12. So by the skin of their teeth, they escaped in Episcopal.
Well, I said that, this was gonna be a close game.
And Sage Ryan pulled up with a hammy.
Oh, really? Man. That's gonna affect them in the long run too. First of all, Sage Ryan, hope you can get healthy real soon, because you're gonna have a tough team, and Isidore Newman coming down. I don't know if you're gonna be going to New Orleans or are they coming down.
In New Orleans.
They're gonna be in New. You're gonna have Lafayette Christian getting up there, so hopefully you'll be at 100%.
Yes, you're right. All right, 3 seed Notre Dame against 6 seed Ascension Episcopal. A lot of people said this Ascension Episcopal could beat the Pios, and the Pios proved they're too strong and they're too well coached, and they got the bodies this year to make a run back to the title game. Final score, Notre Dame 43, Ascension Episcopal 14. Who would Notre Dame face next week? Would it be the state runner-ups, or would it be Dunham? It would be St. Charles all over Dunham in this contest, 31-7 final.
Right.
Final bracket, Division 4. It would be Calvary Baptist against Catholic of Point Capee. Could the Hornets go up there and shock the world like they did against Southern Lab last year? But no, Calvary Baptist explosive offense strikes all night with a 48-16 victory to down the Hornets and send them packing. Southern Lab, Cedar Creek, what an outstanding game this one was. I heard good things from it. And Cedar Creek just on the outside looking in here with a narrow 4-point loss to Southern Lab. 26-22 Southern Lab advances in the playoffs. What a great effort there from Cedar Creek.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good matchup too. Southern Lab and Calvary Baptist. That's gonna be decent.
How did your state champions do this week? Would Country Day give them fits? No, sir-wee. It would be a Wichita Christian 34, Country Day 14. Who would a Wichita Christian see in the semis? Would they host Riverside at home, or would they travel to Vermilion Catholic? And folks, VC Screaming Eagles will host a semifinal playoff game next week against your state champions from a year ago. That is a huge matchup to talk about Tuesday night. I'm very excited for that one. 33-20 victory for Vermilion Catholic over Riverside, folks. So that is your look at the playoff brackets. Exciting matchups all over for Tuesday night. Folks, you do not want to miss our show Tuesday night. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be the biggest one of the season.
Right.
Yep.
Man, this is the how they say it, this is crunch time. This is getting to the point where the picks are harder, and you don't know if somebody's on a hot streak. It's going to be one of the best I think it's gonna be one of the best shows we're gonna have.
I think it's gonna be the best shows. We're gonna try to do something big for this weekend. I'm gonna try to put my brain cells to it. Keith Crochet, final words for recap show. Gary Swallow, final words for the recap show, and we will get out of here.
I just think this whole past, well, you got a couple more games tonight, but this is, you got your upsets and you got your shockers. And it was a good weekend. It was dry, it wasn't raining.
Playoff football.
Playoff football. I mean, it was cold weather up where he went. It was cool weather down here too. But I think it was a good weekend all the way around. I got a couple, three more games tonight?
Yeah, got a couple games. You gotta see how they
Yeah,
play.
Yeah.
some interesting matchups too, so it's gonna be interesting.
All right, before you start, Gary, a quote that Church Point Bears football coach made, and you know John Craig well.
Yeah.
He said a huge accomplishment to his football team and coaching staff, as this is the first time in program history this past week when they played Bruley that they've played in December.
Really?
So you have to look at it like COVID pushed the season back, but you finally get to say our football team played in December.
Right.
A lot of teams probably had that same feeling this week.
Right. Well, you know, I'm gonna tell you, being from Port Barry, I mean, we used to play Church Point, we used to do all kind of crazy things, but man, let me tell you something. This is one of the best Church Point teams I've seen in a while, and they got a chance to do it. But I mean, we had some great games this year, great games this week, and look forward to seeing it keep getting better. Can't wait.
Yep. All right, folks, that was our recap show. Tune in Tuesday night, and also we will announce scores, who won from tonight, and we will give you a recap article at the end of the week. Folks, it's been fun. Second round playoffs are done. Quarterfinals are done. We are done with our recap show. We will make picks Tuesday night. Tune in. Thanks for all the love. Have a great rest of the weekend. Gary, Keith, thank you for doing this today, and we're going to say go Tigers, and keep it close.
Yes.
Close,
Go
guys.
Tigers.
Have a good night, folks.
Good night. Thank you, guys.